Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayath of the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. All right, today's lesson is entitled "Rejection is Protection," and it's the truth, because in this society, when it comes to dealing with, people or women, if just like specifically women, if you get rejected by these women, if you look at it from a spiritual standpoint, that's the Lord protecting you from some kind of trouble, or and it's ultimately the Lord letting you know that there's something better coming. No matter what, no matter how bad or how good looking or what kind of life that woman is living, if she rejected you, it's probably for a reason. Amongst other things too, that you could be rejected by not just a woman, but job or whatever. So we're gonna get started with the book of Psalms. It's gonna be Psalms chapter 37. Psalms 37. In verse 23. Psalms 37 and 23. And it says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way." 24. "Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand." Okay? So once again, rejection is the protection. It's the Lord's way of letting you know there's something better coming. Okay? So in certain situations, like when it comes to dealing with people, whether it be out in the world or at your job or even at home, just certain things, if it seems like you've been rejected or casted out or whatnot, especially when it comes to dealing with the people of this world, like if people don't accept you for who you are, or if they won't allow you into the little social group or gathering or whatever, that's the Lord telling you that you don't need them. Okay? They're not. Honestly, if the Lord's dealing with you, he's telling you you don't need them, and guess what? They're not good. They're not good for you. They're a bad influence. So, Yahweh Shem Shai, like I said, I'm going to read it again, verse 23, Psalms 37, 23. "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way." So the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. So Yahweh Shem Shai is the one that guides your footsteps. Okay? In the right way. Guide your footsteps in the right way. Okay? Next is going to be the book of Exodus. Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. And it says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many, and to wrest judgment." So, it's better to, as the saying goes, it's better to walk alone than to walk with a crowd in the wrong direction. As the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, "My people are led as sheep, or led as a flock to slaughter, or sheep led to the slaughter," and that's the majority of our people. 2/3 of Israel, really. specifically. Hell, the majority of the world are a flock of sheep led to the slaughter. You know? And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai chose us out of the world. He chose us out of the world. In fact, let me chose us out of the world. I think that's in the book of John 14. Let's see. No, not there. Was it? Not John. Let's see. Salaki, just bear bear with me for a second. Let's see. Okay. This is John chapter 17. John 17, and let's start at verse 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. And who's the son of perdition? Perdition is another word for destruction. So the son of destruction is Esau Edom. He is the waster and the destroyer. He is the wicked that the Bible speaks of, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and his entire nation in general, the white people, so-called. Excuse me. Okay. Verse 13. And now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. 14. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Right. So the Lord gave us this knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the scriptures that the world hateth us. Why? Because we're speaking the truth. Okay? Because this world is completely what's the word I'm looking for? Completely just covered in lies, deception. There's no truth here. Everyone believeth the lie. But when you tell the truth, people are going to look at you different. They're going to hate you. They don't have nothing to do with you. Okay? So think about, so again, Yahweh Shai was hated for speaking the truth. So what do you think that the prophets of today are going through right now? Okay, so verse 15, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. So, not to take us out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. To be the hedge of protection against those that are against us. People mock and scoff. They threaten us. Make fun of us and all that. There's going to come a time when, the Lord's gonna have to lift up that standard. Okay, because eventually they're gonna start laying hands on the prophets. And when that happens, Lord willing, that we get turned up. Verse 16. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Verse 17. Sanctify them through the truth, through thy truth. Excuse me. 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. In verse 18, as thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. So just like how Yahweh sent his only begotten Son into the world, to do what he needed to do, Yahweh Shai sent us into this world to do what we need to do. That's the order. Yahweh Shai, and the men. All right, and verse 19, and for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. To be justified and protected by this word, man. By the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And here's another precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5. Starting from the top. Matthew chapter 5. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of the Most High. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Okay. Verse 12, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. All right. So we are blessed that this world is against us. Okay, because we're not of this world. We're not a part of it. Okay. We've separated ourselves. We cut ourselves off from this society and its ways. Like I said, it's better to walk alone than to walk with a crowd in the wrong direction. And the majority of the people in this world are going in the wrong direction. So you don't want to be as the flock of sheep led to the slaughter. Okay, now we're going to go to Sirach. Sirach 27. Sirach chapter 27 and verse 8. If thou followest righteousness, thou shalt obtain her, and put her on as a glorious long robe. And who's that her? It's talking about wisdom. Verse 9. The birds will resort unto their like, so will truth return to them that practice in her. as that first part where it says the birds will resort unto their like. The old saying, birds of the same feather flock together. Okay? You gotta think of it like that. The brotherhood, along with the few sincere Aquath, we all have our mind on the same goal, which is mercy and salvation. Okay? We are the hopeful elect. And, Lord willing that we have a place amongst the 1/3, Because the 2/3, they're, they walk down a different path. But, at the end of the day, they have to answer for it. Okay? But the path that we're on is to, salvation. So, and it says, let me read verse 9 again. The birds will resort unto their like, so will truth return unto them that practice in her. Those that are willing to, keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. And that'll be us. Practicing day in and day out, rehearsing the righteous acts. Verse 10. As the lion lieth in wait for the prey, so sin for them that work iniquity. Okay? So eventually, if you keep doing what you're doing, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. Okay? It's like, that's why we do the best that we can to, to refrain ourselves from doing things that'll, firstly, upset Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and give him all the more reason to knock us off, which we don't want. Verse 11, the discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changeth as the moon. So the discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom. How the way he conducts himself, the discourse, how the way you walk, how you conduct yourself is always with wisdom. But a fool changeth as the moon, Changeth as the moon. Meaning that he'll say this, but he'll do something differently. Or he'll tell you one thing, or he'll tell you one thing, but he goes in the opposite direction. You can't, or he'll say one thing, but he's really hiding something else. Cause that's a fool for you. They're arrogant, they're deceitful, rebellious. Can't trust them. Verse 12. If thou be among the undiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. So if you're amongst people who are rowdy, out and about, observe the time. So you got to pay attention to what's going on. But be continually among men of understanding. Okay? Surround yourself with assets, not liabilities, meaning surround yourself with people that are going to be, excuse me, that are going to be beneficial to you, that are going to help build you up, rather than hinder you or put you in a sore case, or do nothing but vex you. Verse 13. The discourse of fools is irksome. Yeah, the way a lot of these people conduct themselves, the way they act, the things that they do, it bothers you because it's stupidity. And their sport is in the wantonness of sin. Yeah, their sport. What they do for fun. They think doing these abominable things is fun. It's fun to them. They like doing it. They enjoy doing it. Okay. Next is going to be, it's going to be the same book, Sirach. It's going to be chapter 32, verse 20. Go not in a way wherein thou mayest fall, and stumble not among the stones. Okay? So, don't put yourself in a position to where, you know, you could get into trouble or get screwed over by somebody. Okay? Don't give your power unto another. Don't fall for any what could be a setup or a trap. Okay? You know, just got to be mindful and circumspect of your surroundings and the people around you, because the people around you, I can tell you, when Jacob's trouble goes into full effect, these people are going to be at their most desperate point, which means they're going to be doing whatever it takes to survive. So you got to be able to understand and discern people by now. Okay? This is going to be Psalms. Give me chapter 94. Psalms 94 and 10. It says, He that chastiseth the heathen shall not he correct? He that teacheth man knowledge, shall not he know? Verse 11, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. The thoughts of men are vanity. As I said before my previous lesson, you know, I think it's in Jeremiah. Yeah, it's Jeremiah. He said, they said, the heart is deceitful above all and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Okay, the heart meaning the mind. Okay, the thoughts of the heart, the mind are all vanity. Verse 12. Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord, and teachest him out of thy law. So blessed if you are being chastised, you know, being taught a lesson. Okay, because it's to teach you what not to do and what is the right thing to do. Okay, if you're being chastised for something, that's the Lord, you know, teaching you a lesson. You know, that shows that He's dealing with you and that He cares. And He wants you to do better. Verse 13, that thou mayest give him rest from the days of adversity, until the pit be digged for the wicked. That thou mayest give us rest from the day of adversity. Okay? That we may find comfort in that day, in that time, in the time of affliction. While the wicked, well, you know, until the pit be digged for the wicked, and that pit, talking about a grave. Because think about it. Lord willing, we're of the elect, you know, that during that time of Jacob's trouble, that we will find a time of rest in that time of adversity, while the wicked continue on killing each other, doing what they got to do to survive. Okay? All they're doing is they're just following the path of, you know, into the grave. Verse 14, for the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. And who are his people and his inheritance? Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird whose father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian man. If your father's seed line goes back to any of those men, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian, you are an Israelite. Regardless of what you look like. This is not about color. It's not about physical appearance. It's a bloodline, okay? It's a bloodline thing, okay? You can look like a so-called white person, still be an Israelite if your father's line goes back. You could look Asian. You could look like an African. An islander, Arab, or whatever. It don't matter. matters about your father's bloodline, his seed line, okay? Okay, verse 15. But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it. Verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Okay. Now I'm going to drop down. So, so who's going to stand up for the Lord? The prophets are. We're standing up against the evildoers, standing up against the workers of iniquity, you know, speaking out against this wicked-ass cave demon, Esau Edom, in his system, his society here. We're speaking out against it. And that's what the prophets do. We stand up for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and we call this place out on its BS. I'm going to drop down to verse 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by Allah? Hell no. Verse 21, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. Verse 22, but the Lord is my defense and my power is the rock of my refuge. In verse 23, he shall bring upon them their own iniquity and shall cut them off and their own wickedness. Yeah, the Lord our power shall cut them off. So constantly, the righteous and the innocent are constantly being, you know, oppressed and condemned in this society. So in order to make it in this society, you got to be wicked, twisted, and cutthroat. And that's not who we are. That's not our core values. Not a part of our core values. It's not part of our character either. We don't walk that way. Okay. Then we'll go back to verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by Allah? No, and that's like the other precept, Amos. Amos. Amos 3 and 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Okay. Can two people that have different point of views, can they walk together and be agreed? No, because they're not on the same page. They're not of one accord. You know, and that's another thing too. The scriptures say, "Be not unequally yoked." You know, don't associate yourself with someone who doesn't share the same ideals or values as you. It's not going to work. Surround yourself with people who are of like mind. Okay, going to Sirach again. This is going to be the book of Sirach. Chapter 34. Sirach 34 and 13, and it says, the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. Verse 14, whoso feareth the Lord should not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. Verse 15, blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord, to whom doeth he look, and who is his strength. Verse 16, for the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay and defense from heat, and a cover from the sun at noon, and preservation from stumbling, and a help from falling. Okay. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is our rock, our shield, and our defense, and he's the one that keeps us from certain situations. He is the one that he's the one that lifts us up when we're down. Okay. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is all you need. Anything and everything else of this world, you don't really need it. This is going to be Sirach again. It's going to be chapter 35. Verse 3. To depart from wickedness is a pleasing thing to the Lord, and to forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation. Another word for propitiation is atonement. So to forsake unrighteousness is an atonement for sins, right? Now, we're going to drop down to verse 13. And it says, he will not accept any person against a poor man, but will hear the prayer of the oppressed. So, the oppressors and those that are proud, he will not accept them, who are against the poor and the meek and humble. Verse 14. He will not despise the supplication of the fatherless, nor the widow when she poureth out her complaint. Verse 15. Doeth not the tears run down the widow's cheeks, and is not her cry against him that causeth them to fall? Verse 16. He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. 17. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds, and till it come nigh be will not comforted. He will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. 18. For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient towards him, till he hath till he hath smitten in sunder the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous. 19. Till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people, and made them to rejoice in his mercy. 20. Mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, as clouds of rain in the time of drought. So this grace period is seasonable. This grace period that we're in, it's seasonable. It's only for a temporary amount of time. That's why we have to get right in this time that we have in this grace period. And going back to verse 15, doeth not the tears run down the widow's cheeks, and is her cry not against him that causeth him to fall? Yeah, because we're sighing and crying every day. Against who? Against Esau, Edom, mainly, and these other nations, as well as 2/3 of our own people, because they're joined hand in hand with the enemy. We crieth out day and night because we have no rest here. We're constantly being worked, beaten, made fun of. You know, we're tired of it. We're tired. Okay? So, let's see. Now I'm gonna finish up with this here. This is gonna be the 37th chapter of Sirach, chapter 37. I'm gonna start at verse 26. A wise man shall inherit glory among his people, and his name shall be perpetual. 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything. Verse 29. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats. For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into no, not that word here, is choler. By surfeiting many have perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. Okay? So, you ultimately just use wisdom and practice discipline and moderation. Moderation is to, to do things within measure, not to overdo things. And if there is something that you know that's not good for you, don't do it. If it's something that's going to tempt you, just leave it alone. Not all things are profitable for us here, especially not here. So you got to be mindful of that. Because, we're all still trying to get it together, get it in order, because there are still some things, there are still some hurdles that we got to get over. But, at the end of the day, as long as that we keep our faith and use wisdom, we will overcome it through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So once again, this lesson was entitled "Rejection is Protection," and it truly is, the Lord's way of, keeping you away from certain things and letting you know that there's something much better coming, and there is something much better coming. Okay, and that's the kingdom. And Lord willing, that we have a number, we have a place amongst that number. Okay. I would like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles, great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Ba'ath of Wadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abavabal, Shalom, Barakatah.